Well, I can't say I was ever going to say some of these words together, like the Anne Frank burger or Adolf fries, but here we are. Now, we live in an era where Aunt Jemima cannot exist. Uncle Ben cannot exist. Trying to think of other food brands. The cream of wheat lady, was that one? This is from just a few years ago. Food brands step up to change their racially insensitive names. Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben's, and more. By the way, when I think of Uncle Ben, I think of a good thoughts. When I think of Aunt Jemima, I think of waffles and syrup. When I think of Land O'Lakes, I think of butter. I don't think anything negative. A welcome change. Remember, this is where we are in society. And we're going to talk about the new restaurant pushing this away. In the wake of BLM protests across the globe and St. Floyd's removal, Aunt Jemima is one which was owned by Quaker Foods, a subsidiary of PepsiCo, was the first brand to confirm the moniker update Wednesday. Currently, the 130-year-old brand features a black woman, Aunt Jemima, who was originally dressed as a minstrel character on its packaging. Aunt Jemima's picture actually had changed multiple times over the course of the brand's history. In fact, recent years, Quaker Foods removed the mammy kerchief from the character following growing criticism that the brand perpetuated a racist stereotype. Never thought that ever. Just thought she had good syrup. Now, Quaker Foods intends to do away with the image entirely. So you got rid of Aunt Jemima. The company's decision was met with an overwhelming amount of support from consumers. Really? Who? Who did that? Who supported that? Right? Remember Redskins and Chicos? Allen's, the Australian company that sells both candies, are made by Nestle, announced an impending change in a Facebook post. The decision acknowledges the need to keep creating smiles, ensuring that nothing we do marginalize our friends. Did anybody feel oppressed by Chicos as a candy or Redskins? Eskimo pies. I never actually had an Eskimo pie. It looks pretty good. What was wrong with an Eskimo pie? I don't think the 7 Eskimos that exist, is this their biggest concern? An ice cream bar? Dreyer's Ice Cream, which is owned by Nestle, announced that its Eskimo pie ice cream bar is getting a new name after determining it is no longer suitable. I don't even know what they're called. How would you even look for it now? Of course, Aunt Jemima, Ripperoni, Uncle Ben, Rice-A-Roni. Mrs. Butterworth? They got rid of that? I didn't even know that. The Mrs. Butterworth brand, including syrup packaging, is intended to evoke images of a loving grandmother. We stand in solidarity with our black and brown communities, and we can see that our packaging may be interpreted in a way that is... What? Who ever thought this was a black person? I don't even get that. What? Cream of wheat? Sambos? What, Sambos? The last Sambo in the United States, which is located in Santa Barbara, California, announced a forthcoming name change to a new to-be-determined moniker. I've never even heard the word Sambo. Who's offended by that? Thug chicken. Eat like you don't give an F. Oh, because thug also means black, apparently. It can't be a word that you... Like, they took that word and made it offensive, too. You can't be you can't be up to thuggish activities without also being oppressed by yet another word. And now, I guess Adolf Fries are incinerating a few mouths and minds, as this is brand new. Well, articles from yesterday. It was in very poor taste. A fast food restaurant has been called offensive and disgusting by Jewish groups. This is what Jewish groups are concerned about? The tone-deaf stunt was unveiled by the owners of Honky Donkey, a burger merchant. Dishes include Adolf fried potatoes doused in bacon and cheddar. Wait, that doesn't even, it's not even like, if you're gonna lean into it, like, you would think that that was like, they'd be like, well done, or something like that. I'm sorry, my Jewish viewers, you know I love you. It's just a joke. To be honest with you, I don't know if he's watching, the most offensive Jewish jokes I've ever heard in my life was told to me by a Jewish man. And it involved a question of storage and a car ashtray. That's all I'm going to say. I couldn't even believe he said it. But it was also kind of hilarious. I know it shouldn't be, but I'm sorry. It's funny. I don't think any less of people. I don't care. By the way, people want to make 9/11 jokes. People want to. Dark humor is a thing. It's also a coping mechanism. And I don't care. I'm not going to police people's jokes. You might not think that it's funny, but it's still a joke. Then, of course, an Anna Frank burger, which entailed 3.5 ounces of ground beef with lettuce, tomato, pickles, and mayonnaise. It's just a burger. This is like this is like that's the biggest crime here, is you didn't even make it themed. It's unclear why Honky Donkey, which also featured, by the way, items on the menu called Benito, after Benito Mussolini, and Genghis, after Genghis Khan, decided to roll out the Big H-themed noshes. Well, how come nobody was offended about Mussolini or Genghis Khan? Pretty sure Genghis Khan is responsible for more deaths than anybody. However, it's not anti-Semitic. I don't even understand. Like, come on. Are Jewish people genuinely offended by this? I just don't believe they are. I don't believe that there's a Jewish person under the age of 50 years old that is offended by this. In fact, they're probably more offended, like I am, about the fact that there's such a whiff on the thematic part of the if you're going to name something, okay, if you're going to name something, it has to then, the theme has to flow through. The theme has to flow through the burger. That's the whole freaking point. I'm outraged by that. I'm outraged now, but it's not that their name is stupid, and it is. It's that they didn't commit. Like, for the Anne Frank burger, they should have had a burger, and then another burger, and then a bread. Then you put the bread, the lettuce, tomato, whatever. Okay. Then you put another piece of bread, the top of the bun, and then you put the patty on top of the bun, like it's in the attic. Like, that's what you do. And that's just off the top of my head. If you're, I mean, like, I don't even, you have to commit. That's the frustrating part about this. You get a Gandhi burger and it's just 2 pieces of bread. No meat. We don't understand the long delay in changing this. Honky Donkey has since scrapped the Adolf fries and renamed the Anne Frank burger after Anne Boleyn. What? What are they even doing? What are they... If you're going to do it, like, it's so easy to commit to the bit. And by the way, weren't these same people who were offended by this talking about how awesome and cool it was that some dude was selling popsicles of Donald Trump's head so you could bite his head off? Remember that? Everyone was talking about how cool that was. Now, granted, this is a little spicy. I agree, okay? But, like, I don't even understand. Yeah, Anne Frank could have been Hush Puppies. It could have been anything. Or the Anne Frank should have been a Frankfurter. I mean, there's so many. A Frankfurter with Hush Puppies on the side. That's the Anne Frank. Boom, I just did it for you. Okay? It's not that hard. Now I don't care if people are mad at you because you made me angry about being lazy. Hope you enjoyed the video, though.